Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor. We are a day late and always $1 short. I 5 times I tried to make the video yesterday. I had a lot of interruptions, phone calls. It just kind of, and I didn't get started on until late in the day, anyways. I had a lot of errands to run, and appointments and stuff like that. So I apologize for the delay. But today, being Tuesday, go dogs. What an ass whipping they put down on TCU last night. But today, the mental, I was kicking it around. I wasn't going to do it. I will give you 2 reasons why. One, I'm probably shooting myself in the foot. And B, it really doesn't make a difference one way or the other, I guess. But so a little pre-warning about today's Mental Monday. It's going to be a bitch fest. It ain't about anybody. None of my followers, subscribers, viewers, however you want to perceive yourself. It's more about surroundings and myself. Kind of, like I said, I was kicking it around. I thought about it. I've even lost sleep about it. Not that that's, anything huge. It's just, it's how much it bothers me, I guess. At the end of the day, I guess it does bother me, but it doesn't bother me in the way that it would probably bother most people. So but we'll get to that. First and foremost, we didn't get the ramp truck and paint yet. That was going to be yesterday's second part of the day to get that done. Of course, that didn't get done either. So it will be today, but it has been wet sanded. It's smooth as a baby's butt. We got the hood straightened out, where I was talking about that little lip there. We got that as good as it's going to get. So I can show it to you. I guess I get some stuff out over here. There's the hood. It's all wet sanded. The lighting in here, guys, is still horrible. That's going to be the last thing that I adjust and fix when it comes time. Now, if I had all of the other lighting on, it would balance it out and we'd be okay, because camera settings are set to the room being fully bright, and it's not. I've only got the overhead lights on. But yeah, I mean, smooth. This is 4 layers of primer. Like I said, I did the first layer, and I kind of checked my work and see if I needed any body work anywhere, if anything I missed, any scratches or anything like that. There wasn't, so I went on with it. And I usually 3 coats, is usually really sufficient for how I do things. Again, that's how I do things. But I laid that extra coat on there, knowing that I did have a couple rough spots, and I just want to make sure, and it took care of it, especially after it was all wet sanded out. I've not found, with my eyes, doesn't mean they're not there, but they're hidden very well, and the paint should lay down really, really nice. So that's good. The floor pan, just lightly sanded. It's just going to get, like just a cover coat, basically, is all it's going to get. And then the cab is all wet sanded, every area, every lip edge. So, it's all toothed up for paint. It does need to be blown down and wiped down before I start laying paint, because there was like residue on it from the towel. So it's it's ready to be, like I said. Same with the ramp truck. Give me a second here, guys. My daughter's texting me, want me to turn the printer on and make sure there's paper in it. So let me walk over here and do that. You guys entertain yourself for a minute. You can hear me ruffling around. Sorry about that. Okay, so first and foremost, I guess, I got the injection, you guys know, Friday. By Saturday, felt pretty good. Not 100%, but it did alleviate quite a bit of different things. The main pain is still there, going down my side. It's still hard to, it's not as hard, but it's hard to walk, hard to stand. Quick movements jars it, and, just immediate sharp pain. But good news is the first shot did help a little bit. So we just got by our time. We'll do the second injection and possibly the third. Usually they want to do the surgery right after the second, but he said we could do a third. And we're getting some chiropractic visits, hopefully in between all that, and see if that will help. Because, I noticed over time, each day, something's a little better and something's a little worse, and then it switches the next day, and it just bounces back and forth all over the place. But, that is what it is, and we take it day by day, and hopefully here soon, this will be back. This weekend, I am probably going to go to Home Depot and get the sheet of drywall. I might get another sheet of the MDF. That's what all this desk is built out of. And the rest of the 2x4s and a sheet of drywall. That's for the diorama bases. And I'm going to look for... it's hard to describe. I got to find the right type of material that I can build the pockets out of for each end of the desk. I'm saying to, however you want to call it, to be able to store, a bunch of all the extra material, dowel rods, the balsa wood, and, I just want to have nice storage compartments kind of built in, about like this wide, in the width of the table, which is what we said, 42 inches, and then compartmentalize, whatever the word is, each little compartment, that way I can separate, so I know, and I can label it. I know it's a little extreme, and you know what it is because you put it in there, but it also helps that if I'm just kind of looking out of the corner of my eye, I can say, okay, that's 1/4 inch balsa wood, whatever, and I can grab it. And then the other end for other miscellaneous various things, whatever it may be. And then the storage underneath, and then the drawers across the front. That's just key, because the bulk, when I say bulk, I mean like the bulk of my supplies as far as tools, all my Vallejo paints and stuff like that in this paint stand is going to go on the diorama, because that's central to my work area. So I know all I gotta do is just turn from when I'm working, grab a couple little jars of paint that I need, bring them over here, do what I need to do, and put them back. So, and it's the same with tools. All my power tools, everything's going to kind of be set off to the side, and right there, that frees up a lot of space on my desk that I need, because I have containers and everything else to set down each workstation to hold paintbrushes, knives, screw cutters, files, just things that you use every time you build a model, because I have all that for each workstation. I may be short on one, but I have enough of most of everything. I can always rob Peter to pay Paul type deal. So my son's coming over Friday. He's off, so he's going to come over. We figured out how to get the flash drives straightened out. So if any of you are familiar with 3D printing, a lot of times any cubic will only want to run off the flash drive that comes with the unit. I've bought, I think, like 5 or 6 flash drives, and none of them, even though you check them, make sure everything's formatted the right way, it still don't want to. It'll hold the file. There's not an issue there, but the printer won't recognize the file. So thanks to our great friend Ryan Jones, we figured out that the files that are on the original flash drive has to be uploaded to a file you create on your laptop or your home computer, and then those have to be downloaded to each flash drive. That will allow the printer to recognize that flash drive. Then I can load up my flash drives and be more organized. One flash drive have nothing but engines on it. one with nothing but tires and wheels, so so on and so forth. You get the gist of it. So I got, like I said, a good week and a half's worth of just totally organizing, arranging, getting caught up on what I've put off and put off and put off. Like all my alcohol has to be filtered and then cure it to get the resin out of it, refilter it back into another container, and I need to clean my vat out that I use to clean the parts, and do the same process to it. That takes about an hour and a half, because I've got like 2.5 gallons worth of alcohol in here. I need to get the covers cleaned for the printers. Like I said, I need to get them both over here and get them re-leveled, recalibrate the printer, clean the trays real good. I got to touch up this desk, so I got to scoot everything to one side, touch this side up, let it dry, move everything over here, then touch up this side. We are going to do something in this corner over here with this shelf. We're going to kind of end it where it just goes straight into towards the pegboard, and that little lip that comes back this way, we're going to eliminate that, because that's going to be part of our new workspace. So all my tools that I'll be using will be stored over that way, and I'll have this nice big open workspace to build on, and that'll be primarily for like a larger build, like maybe like we did with the Richard Pettigrew. We had 3 models going at once. That gives me the available space to do a build of that nature. And when we start Gasser Nights, that's going to be pivotal, because I may be over here on the diorama table working on the structure, but over here I can be building 1 or 2 or 3 of the gassers, and be able to keep them organized and separated. And then I'll have a build space here and a build space there, which these other build spaces will be primarily for what we've not finished and what we've got going on right now, which to start with will be the completion of the Volkswagen bus, wife's choice, viewer's choice, the 32, and the Ring Brothers Charger, and the 53. And once we get those done, we'll move on to the finish up of the C10 and the Gray Stang, and we're going to get those set up and ready to go, and we'll be working on those along with what I'm going to show you today. And then we're going to get the Ghostbusters kit down, and we will start to at least get that assembled and finish up painting the figures and the detail stuff on that. So that it'll just be one part of the diorama that we can get done and get out of the way. And diorama table will be set up with both the Ghostbusters and the garage. The Gasser's Nights diorama could primarily be built over here. What's facing me to the left, I guess I should say, so you kind of understand in perspective where, primarily right where my 3D printer is sitting right now. So that gives us an option of working on all 3 dioramas at once, and everything's out and set up to where all I gotta do is just move from one station to another. I don't have to pack stuff up, put it away, take a chance of damaging it, or didn't realize something was wet and put a part next to it and mess something up. In other words, we have the availability of having 5 major builds going, and potential another 3 on the diorama table. So, but in this case we're going to be using it for 2 major dioramas, and then the 3rd diorama will probably be started here. And then we've got a build coming from Mark at Hobby Nut Models. I've told you about it. I'm excited about it because I've not built one since I was a kid. We don't want to disclaim what it is until it gets here, but it's going to be, I think it'll be pretty fun. I've built one before, so I know the familiarity of it, but this one is kind of a high detail. So we're going to be doing a little bit more than what I would have done even as a kid if I had the experience I have now, which, would have just been box stock. It will be box stock, but with detail. And it's something different. We can add it to the shop for decoration, and I think overall it's going to be good. I've also, I've been, window shopping on Amazon, how I talked about when you buy a model and you finish it, you have the box. What do you do with the boxes? Do you cut them up? Do you throw them away? You shouldn't, because believe it or not, a lot of boxes become valuable, especially for somebody that has got a kit in a plastic bag and they're looking to have the original box or a box that goes with that kit. Even if it's a 5 or 10 years difference, at least the kit is in a box and it's matching to, what's in it. So your boxes can be somewhat valuable. You can make a couple bucks up to $10, $20. Vintage probably would go $30 or $40 if the box is in pristine shape. So I said you always should, if you open your box, just cut the cellophane off the bottom. Leave the cellophane on the top of the box. It's going to help protect that cover from scuffs, scrapes, dust settling on it, or anything like that. In my case, since I started back up, I used to just cut the box top and keep them, and I had stacks and stacks and stacks of them stored in a box, and they got damaged in a flood, so it ruined all that anyways. But I've been saving my boxes since I started back up, which was like 6 years ago. And I intend to, as I build a model, it will go in a display case, and then the box would be mounted to the wall, the whole box. I'd take the bottom, pin it to the wall, slide the cover back on with cellophane on it, and then display the model in a case on top of the box. Well, I thought about weight factor. Models do vary in weight. The box is only so strong. The box cover may slide off. I don't want to tape anything. I don't want to glue or anything like that and destroy the box. So I found these shelves are floating acrylic shelves, and they're L-shaped, and they got a little lip on the front so whatever's on there doesn't slide off. So I can set the model in the display case on that shelf, which it's mounted to the wall, gives the strength, and then I can mount the box tight up to it and underneath it on the wall using the method I wanted to use, and get the same look and the safety of, or the peace of mind, I should say, of knowing that my model is not going to cause the box to get weak and fall off, and I come in and I got a model in a busted display case, busted model laying on the floor in a torn box. That's heartbreaking. So I don't want to take any chances of that. They are kind of pricey. I think you get 4 of them for $30. I'll probably start off with 8 of them and mount them as needed in design and wear. I'm not sure. I got to kind of do some measuring, because a box is so wide, and then you got to figure the thickness of the shelf and then the height of the display case. So, if you got 2 feet, you might have enough room to do that with a little to spare. Or if you're under, you may not have that space, because I got this whole lower lip up here that I can move these signs I have up here now, and I can be mounting my models up on there with the box nice and tight. And so I got to do some measuring there. If not, I can place them all around the shop, where just fill in voids, because I was going to do license plates. Well, the price of license plates nowadays are ridiculous. You'll pay as much for one license plate as you do a model kit. So it's just not feasible to do that method. Maybe if I get some here and there, I find some, just as decoration, I can hang them up here and there. But my goal is to fill in the wall space. I want that to be kind of gaudy, but yet creative, kind of like a collage everywhere. And I've got a picture here that needs to go. It's not really relevant. It was just a friend of my dad's liked it, was at the event, and my dad asked for it. It was in a pub, and they gave it to me when my dad passed away, and I could never find the gentleman to give the picture to. So, I've held on to it all these years, since 2012, and it's time now that it moves on. Does it have value? I don't know. I don't. It may to somebody that collects them, but it was sentimental value just for the idea that my dad, when I was away, and tried to get the picture, and they would never let the picture go. And then when my dad passed away, the owner of the bar said, "Hey, your dad was always asking for this picture. He had a friend that was at the event and always was looking for one. Take this and see if you can get it to the gentleman that he was talking about." So I did, but now I've held on to it all this time. It really doesn't mean anything. So we're going to move that on. That gives me basically a whole wall from the top of the toolbox up to a clock that clock can be moved. to another part of the shop. It's not a big deal. I can even move it down low if I have to. I could actually just pack it up and store it away. It's one of those, it's 5 o'clock somewhere clocks. It was my dad's. I don't really want to get rid of it, but you know, I've got a clock, a nice new one. It's just, that is sentimental, so I'm just going to find a spot for it somewhere, and that's where its final home will be. So that gives me a whole open wall. I can either start putting models on or what have you. Over here, like I said, well, that was part of the video that got deleted. The display case, we're going to move the display case more towards the door. I'm going to have to move those extra lights and my trash can, which is no big deal. I got about a foot, well, about 10 inches there. I'll have to re-hang pictures, and once I get that scooted over, we know that white shelf is going to come over here right underneath where I'm sitting, and that 3-drawered white cabinet will be designated for 3D printing only because it has deep shelves in it. I can put my resin in there, my alcohol, all my tools, my FEPs, you know, all that stuff to do with 3D printing can go in those drawers. And it's organized and it's in one spot. It's not up here, it's not over there, it's not blah, blah, blah. I do need to get a cheap paper towel hanger. I'm going to get that mounted so I can, you know, get paper towels quick. I do need to buy quite a bit and stock up on those. Need to get a couple more bottles of resin, that way I'm stocked up on it. I do want to try the rubberized resin. As you know, I get files from Ryan, and you know, I buy them. I don't get them for free, but I buy Ryan's files, and I want to try to take his tires and separate them out of the file and print them in the rubber just as an improvement. So we are going to experiment in that here soon. I'll let you know how that all goes. I think that would be a better look because his wheels are awesome. The 3D resin tires, they're awesome, but they're hard. I like that rubber feel too on the tire. So we'll experiment with that and see how that turns out. So, you know, we got some stuff we're going to be doing there. We still got to get this desk cut down over here and get the shelf level and a support in the middle. We're going to leave this little bump out right here because I'm going to put the little board back in underneath. That way it keeps any chance of splattering resin or alcohol over into a build area or anything from the build area over into the 3D printing area, kind of like a border, which will be nice. I didn't think about it, and then I was sitting there looking, I was like, you know, I get messy with this stuff, and if I slosh this over here and I've got a nice finished painted piece sitting there, I'm going to get resin on it or alcohol and it's going to ruin it, or vice versa. So we decided we're going to build that border. That'll just be a barrier to keep anything from getting on one another. And then, like I said, getting everything touched up with paint. First thing I'll do is immediately get the 3D station set up, organized how I want it. That way that I'll get all this stuff off of here. I can get these shelves or storage containers, cabinets, from there over to here that are just designated for 3D printing. They, that's my daughter again texting. Yeah, and then I still haven't unpacked the models from Acme, so I need to get them back in the cabinet, other than a couple that are going to go up in display cases and make it up on the wall, which will be the GTX, the GTO, the Willys, and that's probably about it as far as what I took. I've already got Shadow, which is the GSX, in a display case up here, and then that'll create some more room in there too. I can fit a few more builds in there, and then everything else will primarily be going in display cases and getting stacked up and placed throughout. So that kind of gives you a shop update. We know what's going on with the ramp truck now. Another reason I held off till today was the mail call. I knew that this stuff should be coming, and it didn't come. It came Monday, but it came late Monday, so it's like I would have already had the video done and out anyways, and we would have missed out. So once I saw it, I just went ahead and stopped trying to make the video and held off till today. So if you remember, for the ramp truck, Mr. Craig Wallace, make sure I'm saying that right. Yes, Craig Wallace had some extra Budweiser decals, and he was generous and sent them to us. So thank you, Craig. Brother, I dearly appreciate it, because, you know, it's not that it had to have them, but it just kind of adds that extra touch of detail to kind of blend both together. You know, you don't get that in the ramp truck, and the Budweiser kit only gives you what you need for the model, so you're kind of left hanging. He shipped these. I mean, you couldn't have shipped something any better. There's wax paper over them. They were in a plastic sleeve. They were in an envelope that he made out of cardboard or board. I save this stuff too, guys. This is good for making templates and stuff. And then in a postage envelope. Couldn't be any more protected than they were. They came pristine. No issues, no folds, no bends. So again, Craig, thank you. These are the number 12, but we're not worried about the number so much as having the Budweiser and having some of the logo sponsors and some other decals that will look good on the Ram truck, and it'll just blend it in with the car. This one's the number 11, same way, Budweiser. This will probably go on the hood of the truck right here. Budweiser will probably go down on the side over the wheel wells of the ramp truck if they fit, and then we'll put some of the logo sponsors here and there and throughout the ramp truck, just to kind of, just add a little detail that it normally wouldn't have got, or I would have had to have decals custom made and specified for it. And it's not all that. My brother-in-law will appreciate it very much that we added that little bit of detail. So again, thank you. I can't ever say thank you enough. And then I'm going to say his name because it deserves to be said. I'm not checking here to see if he put a note or anything. No note, and no note is needed, really. Mr. William, I call you William, short is Bill. He owns Bill's Garage Art. It is in California. We know him as Ruckus Rods and Customs. This gentleman's very knowledgeable, especially when it comes to Hot Wheels. As any other kid, you grow up and you hold on to your favorite toys as a kid, and you cherish them as an adult. This man has done that. So when I announced the Hot Wheels replica group build, he was full-blown on board and down for it. He had a theme. He had a car picked out. He knew exactly what he was doing. And his videos that he put up, so go check his channel out and watch the build itself, his progression as he got completed, was simply amazing. Now that I've held it in my hands and I've looked at it, it is absolutely amazing. The attention to detail of what an actual Hot Wheel would look like, even though in the rules and everything else for the build, it wasn't specialized that it had to be done that way. Because I kind of left it open, because some Hot Wheels, even though the red lines all were chrome underneath, some Hot Wheels still, like chrome wears off and they were black. So I just said, make your chassis black. I didn't say you couldn't do it in chrome. I just said make your chassis black. Can't see it yet. Not only did William send me the build, which is a Johan kit, by the way, and I wouldn't say it's super rare, but it's rare. It's hard to come across one in really good shape. He sent the display case with it. I mean, he didn't do that. I have one ready for it. But, I got a little cleaning up to do on the display case. We'll buff it out a little bit, clean it up, brighten it up. But the build itself, holy crap. Not that I'm bragging, because I'm my own worst critic. But the job he did on this. Now, mind you, it's dusty. It needs to be cleaned. And that'll be part of it, getting it ready to go in the display case. Just not right this minute. So don't mind over the dust. The paint job is perfect. I mean, it's very well done. There's a couple spots. Nobody's work is perfect. And I'm certainly not criticizing in any way. But holy crap. You know, as well I do. Hot Wheels were metal, and then they sprayed that Spectra, whatever it was, not Spectra, but that like candy color paint over the metal, so it made them look metallic or metallized, like an A&M fitting type deal. And not only that, the body work and modifications he put into this to make it look like the Hot Wheel. Not just like I did. I took the Dior and like I said, I thought I saw the vents on there just kind of have bumped out, so I added them. Well, in the result, it doesn't have them. So I added something it really didn't have, so I kind of botched it. But my build turned out good, and it's nice and clean. William went above, but we're going to start on the bottom. Went on above and chromed everything on the bottom. He didn't add the exhaust or anything underneath there. He just chromed it, and that's what a Hot Wheel would look like. If you picked it up and looked underneath the bottom of it, it would be chrome like that. William also added the exhaust, like the Hot Wheel has. The stance is spot on. And, you know, he used Ryan Jones's wheels. The red line wheels. Now, they're a little bit more, you know, traditional, I guess, because they're low profile. And, you know, I think these are, mine always come bigger, because I like the 23s are bigger in the back and 19 to 20s in the front. Most common sale, they're like, these would either be 20-inch or they're 19s all the way around. And, you know, they're wider. So, I mean, looking at it from the top, it even looks, you can see the wheels sticking out of the wheel wells just a little bit. You know, back then Hot Wheels didn't care. They took any kind of car, a common luxury car, and made it a hot rod. And, you know, kids just ate it up. It was cool. The final top, done exceptionally. I couldn't have done this any better myself. You know, great job on that. We also know Hot Wheels doesn't always have the chrome trim and everything around. He opted that stuff out, and it's just like you would see if it was a Hot Wheel. The interior, all solid one color, no detail painted, just the same as a Hot Wheel would have. He covered every single base that I could have hoped for, because I didn't put a lot out there. I just wanted to see what everybody would do with them, how accurate they would get. I stayed accurate on my interior like he did. I didn't paint the underneath of mine chrome, which I should have done, but then again, you know, like I said, a lot of times that chrome fades off after some years and the car's been scuffed up. It's black and it's chrome type thing. Front end of the car. Everything marries very well on here. And he's got his personal tag on there. Kind of like I use. Ruckus. Got it on the front and the back. Just a beautiful paint job. All over good. You know, this is going to get cleaned up, waxed, and then put inside the display case. Now, as far as the hood goes. Now, you know on Hot Wheels, the hoods don't open fully and they don't come off. It is no different with his. The hood just comes up a little bit and you can see in there the whole engine compartment is chrome, aluminum finish chrome, just separating the two shades, just like you would see on the Hot Wheel. I mean, if this contest, not contest, but if this group build was a contest and it was to be judged, there would have been your winner. And I'm biased to my own stuff because I thought I did a pretty good job on mine. This would have won because, and I still got a few to get in. So I can only say that now. I can't say that after all of them. I've seen all the pictures and everything else. The Camaro that was done, you guys haven't seen the pictures yet. Beautiful job. And attention to detail just like this. Close. This just has a few steps more than what that one has, pertaining to being original Hot Wheel, which would have made it the winner. Now, when we get Marcy's in, and we get, Lons and his girlfriend or wife, whichever she is, I'm not sure, but the couple that entered it, when we get their final pictures in, we'll be able to see. I've seen updated pictures, and they're doing an exceptional job, all of them. Marcy's had to face adversity on her build because it's a crappy kit. It's the one I'm using for the Ring Brothers Charger. Everybody knows it's a crappy kit, so she's really fighting a lot of things, and you know, that's just, kind of a lesson learned. And the number one thing is Hot Wheels rolls. If I was a kid, I could play with this. If I was a older kid and knew not to smash it into stuff and break it, and I just wanted to roll around with it and act like I was playing cars, I could do that with his. Mine doesn't roll, and most everybody else's won't roll. So there's another thing. He went above and beyond. His videos, the quality of his videos, and what he put into the video and the process of this, and the original video for when he first announced that he was in the group build and what he was doing and everything else, exceptional. So the man went above and beyond. I can't speak more highly of him. This made my day, my week, and my birthday. So William, from the bottom of my heart, brother, I appreciate it. You didn't have to do this, but I do. I will treasure it. I deeply appreciate it, and it's going to be on display for anybody that ever stops in and says hi to me here. They'll get to see it in person, along with the Dior and any that I build each year from here on out. And this is an option, guys. It's not a mandatory thing. If you choose so to send me your group build after it's done, that's fine. I would humbly accept them and display them with honor. But you don't have to. I mean, because at the end of the day, you bought a set of tires and wheels, you've invested in paint and whatever it takes to finish your build. I expect you to keep it. It doesn't have to come to me. But if you do, just know that I will cherish it as much as I cherish this one, and it will be on display here in the shop. And when I'm gone and I'm dust, they will be displayed in my children's homes, because they will not be allowed to get rid of them. I'm not here to stop them, but they're respectful enough that they would honor my wishes. These will be around for a long, long, long time and be passed down with the information on each one. So underneath the display case, there'll be a little card written on it, who built it, the year it was built, so on and so forth. That way, that information is always going to be with the car. But yeah, I mean, holy, I'm just sitting here looking at it, and as dusty as it is, I can't tell the difference between a Hot Wheel and a model car. And that was the main focus on for the whole thing. And the wheels just help. It kind of gets the creative juices flowing, like, holy crap, I can make a Hot Wheel out of a model now, because I actually have the tires and wheels, even though they're modern, because they're low profile. Excuse me. My throat's been dry all night and all morning. But to go through these measures that he went through, brother, outstanding. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to pick the flaws out in this. There are a few. There's a ton in mine. He's got, I think I've only seen 2 tiny little ones, and that's not a big deal on any means. Even if this was put on a display table at a model show, this could win. It'd have to be at the right show, and the right judge. It would have to catch their eye and realize what it was all about in the process to create this. But his lines just simply are perfect. Mating bumpers to the body, just exceptional. The trim, just great. I don't want to palm it up a lot, but it's going to get cleaned. It's going to get waxed. I'm going to polish out the display case, clean it up. I'll use a little card, and I'll write down the year and who built it and so on and so forth, and it'll go up underneath the display case. And like I said, my children will respect my wishes, and these will never be gotten rid of. I don't care if they get rid of other stuff, but there's going to be certain things that I don't want them. I want them to hold on to it, and they may never build a model, but if they get a chance, and to take them to show them to people, because these deserve to be seen, along with the Diora too. This deserves to be seen by a lot of people, as many people as we could get together to see it. So again, I can't speak any more about it. I'm blown away. The stance. I've seen this Hot Wheel in person, and I had this Hot Wheel as a kid, so I know for a fact that he is spot on with everything, especially contouring that trunk and those quarter panels the way he did, and then the exhaust and the scoops on the hood. Everything's not 100%, but it's as close as 100% as you're going to get it. So yeah, kudos, man. Actually, I want to turn the video off, get on the floor and play with it. That's how cool it is. I mean, that front end, look how clean that is. I mean, he got his black wash in there perfect. I mean, he painted it. It's not black wash, it's just painted. But it's enough that the detail just goes wham right in your face. It makes you look at it. And the lines. And everybody knows that these old Johan kits, sometimes there's fitment issues. Sometimes everything fits like a glove. But there's fitment issues. And there's fitment issues with this, I can see. But it looks great. I can fix this little fitment issue and match the other side to it. And I have a similar color, but it'll blend in well. And it just needs a hood support up here in the front because the hood hangs down. It just needs something coming off the fender just to support the hood. Even with it supported and the front end comes up a little bit, everything marries right back to the way it's supposed to. So we're good with that. He did a great job with what he had. This is an old kit. This ain't something brand new. So I got another Johan to add to the collection, and up to boot, it was built in the group build. So I guess that's enough about that. If you guys ever want to see it again, let me know. I'll be glad to get it out. We'll clean it up again, and we'll do a video on it. And we're not going to take it apart, but we'll dissect it, so to speak. But for now, it's going back into the protective bubble wrap. And it's going to go back into the case until I get the shop done. And we get in here and we get everything cleaned up, and I can get the little card made to put on the bottom here. It'll be taped to it. That way my kids always know, who built this, what it was pertaining to, and why do I have it. But most importantly, never to get rid of it. So again, William, thank you. All right. I keep doing that, guys. I think I would learn my lesson. Not a mail call, but you guys know I told you Friday that I was going to meet Jay at Jay Mini Scales Garage. He's also on YouTube. Go check him out. Watch all of his videos. I mean, he doesn't have like hundreds of videos, but he's got quite a few videos. He's built some exceptional dioramas pertaining to Dukes of Hazzard, a jump scene over the train. He's got the Duke's house and the barn and all the models that are appropriate to that. He's got a big garage diorama that he built, and the roof lifts off. It's lighted and all the detail in it, and it's really cool. And then he's just built a slew of models. But he also does RC, so he's kind of giving you, a 2-for-1 type thing. And due to health, he can't. Slowly, he's getting back into it, but work at the level he was at with these smaller kits. So RC is a lot easier for him to mess around with. But this is the kit we're doing for him. Turning this into a Pro Touring. We'll get more into this just to save time. Just so you guys know, it'll be black stripes. We will not be using these decals on the body. So it'll be black, red body, a 2 to 3 tone interior, and then we will have to do heavy modification to the rear suspension and light modification to heavy in the front. This is getting the 572 twin turbo in it, with all the bells and whistles, all the bells and whistles underneath, as far as detailed brake lines, fuel lines, all that. We're not opening the trunk, so we won't be doing a fuel cell, but we will dress up the stock gas tank as it shows underneath, showing fuel lines going in and return line and all that, a fuel filter, so we're going to be adding the detail just to make everything that's in here now pop. We do have to remove the inner fender wells. We're going to smooth off the firewall. We're going to add a tubular roll cage basically to the engine compartment. That will enable to mount the radiator, the catch can, clamp the wiring, kind of like how you've seen Jimmy at Leadheads do on his builds, where that's how detailed the engine compartment's going to be. Twin turbo, there's not a lot to like on a real engine. We will have coilovers and the wires going down and stuff like that, and the linkages and anything that we can do to it, we're going to be doing to it. Big tires in the back, think they're 20 inch for the front by 8 inch. And I think the backs are 22s by 22 by 12s, I think, or 14, one of the two. But a lot wider tire, taller tire in the back. So, you know, we got to do some tubbing, mini tubbing anyways. We got to get rid of a lot of molded in framing and everything in the back so we can add to that and create our own cradle in there with a 4-link and coilovers. That last set of coilovers I have that I showed you a while back, that's for this. So there's a set for this, the charger, and the 32. I won't order some more from you because I really like those coilovers. And you know, we're going to do a lot of neat stuff. This will be on the side, but I'll probably just do a little video, and that kind of leads us before we get to this. Know that this year, when I say I am desperately working on my videos, and this ties into Mental Monday also, of narrowing my videos down a little bit. Monday is going to be the longest video, and it could be an hour, it could be an hour and a half. Sometimes it may be 2 hours. I know a lot of guys, no matter what they say, they don't watch the videos that long. They'll watch them for 4 or 5 minutes, they'll give me a thumbs up, or they'll write down in the comments, great video, and they move on. It's all fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, I've done a lot of research, and I've seen, because I do it. I flip on a motorcraft show on YouTube, a movie, some of these videos that are more in depth, that are longer all the time, and I've gone back and looked through their thumbs up comments. Their comments are plumb full, 200, 300 likes, you know, so I guess the market is out there for it. I'm not getting any of that. The consensus is nobody likes the long videos, and that is backed by proof with the analytics. We'll get into that in a minute, but Monday will be that way. Not Tuesdays, but Wednesday's video will always either be non-void, or it'll be a video like update on the commission build, or it may be an update on another build I got going on. And those I will try to keep at 10 to 15 minutes. I swear, 10 to 15 minutes. They are going to be pre-formatted out, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to show, and that'll be it. Unless something deems necessary. And this is my only way of doing it, is making a video. So, Friday, bench updates, 10 to 20 minutes. That way you guys you don't have to sit there for hours. But the ones that are long, please watch as much as you can. Come back and finish watching it. Even if it's in 10-minute increments, whatever. You know, whatever time you got to sit and watch one, that's fine. And you guys that actually do watch the long ones, thank you. You know, spend an hour watching it. Work on a model while you're watching it. Your morning coffee, breakfast, whatever it is, whatever your routine is. While you're at work, at lunch, you're eating your lunch and you're watching, you know, a video. You know, you're still taking your time to watch it, and I appreciate it. I don't care if it's 1 minute or if it's 100 minutes. Today's video will be a little longer, but we're pretty much through it now. So you guys know the deal with Billy and Jay, that commission build. There was no physical money involved, even though there's money involved on both sides, just in me 3D printing and my labor and talent, and Jay put out the money to get the item for payment, which is my holiest of holy grails. There's two things here. I've already gotten into this and started taking it apart, so I'm not going to take it all the way completely apart and show you guys each and every little part. We're just going to take a quick look at it, and it's just so you know. First and foremost, this is 100% complete. On level of condition, this is a 98% perfect, impeccable, mint, whatever word you want to use, condition. The only flaws is there's a little scuffing on the body, not scratches, but scuffing. I've already gone over this with a magnifying glass. There's no scratches anywhere, just light scuffing on the windshield, on the body, a couple little areas of the body. they'll polish out. And by the time I'm sanding this thing, you're not going to see what was on the body anyways. The glass will need polished out, but there's not scratches. It's just scuffs. They'll come out like that. Nothing's broken. Nothing's cracked. No nothing. This is original promo, 1969. The Johann stamp is on there. Now this could be repopped. May not be the OG in 69. It could have been 70, 72, 73, or whatever. But this is a promo. It is accurate. It has the plastic axles. It has the right wheels and tires. Not missing one part or piece. Everything's like taken off as it's down inside the interior tub. But now I can start my holiest of holy grail builds, which is going to be a long process. It's going to be like my Trans Am that I'm working on. It's just going to be a slow process. But as I get progress, I will do a video and show you the progress. But yeah, it's just amazing. And like I said, for naysayers, right there it is. Blow it up, look at it. There's the Johann stamp and all the information. Somewhere on here I think is the date too. My eyes aren't good enough. I can't see, even with my glasses I can't see it if it is on there. But yeah, nothing broken. Everything just came right off. No issues. The tail end's perfect condition. The rear bumper, the rear panel, the front bumper and grille, perfect. All the interior, nothing's broken or missing. Just spot on. And you know, you guys all well aware of what these cost. Now here's part 2 of this. So primarily, I've said it before, the main thing I needed was, you know, bumpers, front clip, rear clip, glass, interior tub, and the body. I have no use for the chassis or the tires and wheels. But that breaks into 2 parts itself. If I do not use the chassis, I will put up for sale the chassis, the axles, and the tires and wheels. They are mint. There's no flaws in them. I know what it's worth, but I'm not asking high dollar for it. Because I do know there's guys that maybe came across, they got the body, and they just been searching for a good chassis that matches and is perfect. I do not have the box. That's part of the downfall to the whole thing. But you know, at the end of the day, it's okay too. If you collect promos and you display them, they're in a display case or in a big display case, and they're not in the boxes. For storage purposes, maybe yes, but for this particular thing, no. So I will be selling that. If I do use the chassis as part of it, and it's a possibility I do, I will sell the wheels and axles. Same way, for what they are worth. I'm not going to ask for more than that. I'm not going to be crazy on it in the numbers. I will consider all offers, and you know, the highest offer wins. I mean, that's the name of the game. I'm not trying to make money on it. It's just I don't need it. I'll never use it. It'll just sit in here and collect dust when I know somebody could probably use it that is look for it the same as I have, but maybe found the body. And you know, they're just trying to go little by little, so they collect all the pieces and then they'll paint it and make everything match. Well, this whatever is left will be available. I don't want to cut into any of it unless I absolutely have to. The chassis, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have, if I was to keep it, I would be hacking the crap out of it. And I don't want to do that because I can build a frame. I can build the floor pans. I can do what I need to do and scratch build without cutting into this. And I mean, when I say flawless, it's flawless. I have both pins that'll go with it. The whole chassis, the axles, tires, and wheels, they'll stay in it. The only difference is if I cut this up, I'll have the 2 pins available, and I'll have the tires, wheels, and axles available. Because the back hooks in, there's little tabs, and the front has the 2 plastic pins that hold it in place. Which, if it was an original, I believe it would be a screw bottom, which you could easily put 2 screws, original screws in here, and get that look back. But there's no screws in the back. The indications are there where they were at one time. The body does not have the posts coming down. That's something you could use sprue for. to turn it back original, but you know, in the same fact. So that's where we stand with that. I mean, I'm floored and blown away. I've got it. The Ring Brothers build will happen now. It'll just be a little by little. I do have to acquire some more pieces. I have to print some more things for it. And there's just a lot of scratch building involved in this to make it happen. So it's going to be a big build, a long process for me, because it's not like I can just go buy another one of these if I mess up something. So you know what I mean when I say it's just got to take your time on it. So that's pretty much it for mail. We do have other stuff coming, but we'll hold it until next Monday. The mental part, we've kind of danced around it here now. And where I say I'm going to probably shoot myself in the head, or my foot, whatever you want to call it, is YouTube. Now, you guys have heard me 20, 30 times talk about my subscriptions. I'm going to touch base on it and give you the reasoning why and behind why when I say these things and what the meaning is behind it. It's not to gain, number one, no, it's not to gain profit in any way, shape, or form, because that's not what I'm about here. My profit comes from 3D printed parts that I sell, and that profit is flipped right back into 3D printing. The distributors I make and sell, that money goes right back into that product itself to keep it going. I don't make clear profit where it's money in my pocket and I'm like, you know, I got $2 or $3 grand sitting in the account. Now these have gone really good and, you know, selling like wildfire. No, it's not like that. They're not selling like wildfire. I've sold, I don't know, maybe close to between what I gave away and what I sold, probably a dozen. That's pretty good. I mean, you know, I'm not hoping for it to be the next hottest commodity on the market. It's just something to make available to you out there that normally, you know, you could save $2, $3 versus buying mine or buying the competitors. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And before we get into YouTube, every time I say it, I start losing subscriptions. This is why we're getting into it. And this will probably be the last time. I've said that one other time that I'm not going to say it again, but I've mulled over it, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed that and not in the reasons that you think I'd be pissed. So that's why I want to clarify and kind of get this off my chest and out of my head, and you guys can mull around on it and see what you think. There's guys that's been on YouTube way longer than me. There's guys that's on YouTube that are way, way better than me. They're more informative. They bring more content, more fresh, up-to-date content. The newest tools, from printers down to hand tools. It doesn't matter what it is. There's guys that do way more than I do. I do more talking than we get to see. And there's a reason for that, and that's what we're going to clarify today. So, let's start with Market Hobby Nut Models. How important is he to my channel? Well, considering I just started my channel up, and you know, my goal originally was maybe get a sponsor or two, maybe like a sponsor through a hobby store, because that is beneficial, and a paint line, something like Splash Paints or whatever, doesn't matter, just a paint line. Reasoning behind that: A, it gives me the availability to get more than I normally can afford to buy, but yet do more on the channel for content. It's not profitable, but I guess it is in a way. It just depends on how you look at it. And you know, I use everything I get. I don't stockpile mass amounts of things here that I'm getting, because I don't get it that often. You know, it's not on a regular basis. You know, the stuff that comes on a regular basis, I'm paying for out of my own pocket. And I wanted to try to avoid that by doing this channel, but I saw early off that it's not going to be feasible to do that. To a degree, yes, but not to what I thought I might be able to do. And that's cool. That's why I said before, a few videos back, about a month ago, you know, we backed off worrying about subscriptions and getting this level, and it's going to happen when it happens. And I was fine with that. It had nothing to do with, and I'll give you some for instances, like J Miniscale Garage. however many subs he has. I'm not out to try to beat what he has. My good friend Will, that's been taking care of a lot of family issues. He's not been active on YouTube. He's not been active in the club, and we've not seen each other in several months because there's things that are more important. But I'm not trying to get big and more popular than him. I'm not trying to get big and more popular than Matthew at Model Car Videos, or Jason at Blue Ox, or Lucas C, or any of those. Now, on the other hand, if I did, great. That would be an achievement beyond belief. But I'm not trying to do that. My format was, I'm balling on a budget. I wanted to show you ways that you could achieve a look for a fraction of the price, or cheaper than what you would have to go through to get that look. My first mistake, I started this channel too soon. Not in the aspects of the right time to come into YouTube, but because I wasn't prepared. My shop is not set up right to flow and keep new content coming in and being able to show you stuff that I've acquired for years. Some not pertaining to models, but most of it does. The skill of knowing how to edit my videos and the quality of my videos, and to kind of keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. And I don't like doing that. I don't like keeping up with the Joneses. I think it's bullshit. I'm me. I'm Rick. My nickname is Rusty Rotor. I was on Instagram for 5 years. I posted every little thing that I ever got in the mail. I posted everything that I built, that I was working on, the process that I was going through, or progress that I was going through to get my final build, and then I'd reveal the final build. I had 2,000 something, almost 3,000 followers on Instagram. I made a lot of great friends. I learned a lot of different techniques and avenues to go down to get what I needed, and who to contact, and I learned a lot there. And I kept getting pushed and asked to come to YouTube because I had something to offer. So if other people are telling me this, that tells me, okay, well, I'm doing primarily the right thing. I'm off work because of surgeries. I got time. I need something to fill my time. I was going to wait until I retired and start this up, but hey, I'm in the shop. I'm not doing nothing. Let's start doing it. And I've been honest, and I've said, I'm a newbie at this. You guys are coming along with me on the ride of what I do wrong, what I do right, how I do things, what I use. Why did I do my shop this way? Why is this in here? Why is that in here? All those little things that you would do yourself, but bring you along for it via making videos. We all know this channel has just suffered greatly due to subscriptions. Up and down, up and down, up and down. I am an analytic guy, but I don't care about them either. Because first and foremost, the channel has got a main purpose. It's not to be monetized. If that happens, kudos. But it's not our goal here. And it's not my goal. It's not what I'm trying to achieve. What I'm trying to achieve is 1,000 subscriptions to do a giveaway. That's it, guys. That's why I push that and I talk about it so much, because I want kind of get the hype out there, get people involved, somebody to get interested in the channel enough to watch the videos, or some of them, and take something from them that they can use, which the majority I think does. But we blew by 500 so fast, and I mean so fast, I didn't have a chance to do, a thank you giveaway. You don't have to do giveaways. That's not what it's about. But it's a way for me to say thank you. You guys take time out of your day and you watch this crap. That it's the least I could do is a little something. I don't have to, and I'm comfortable with not having to, but I want to. So that's the difference. So that's why I push the subscription type thing, is to achieve that. Not that ever so mark that everybody talks about of the monetization. There's more to it than just that. This is where I shoot myself in the foot or head. I'm going to say YouTube again. I said it 3 times, the magic number. I will start losing subscriptions now because I've mentioned them on here. They do play with the channel. I've watched it, and it's not that they just play with it. I've lost subscriptions of guys I know that would never unsubscribe to my channel, even if they didn't like me or anything I was doing. The subscription would still stay there, but I've lost them. They've had to come back and resubscribe. So that tells me YouTube is playing with subscriptions. Now, in my case, where I'm driven to do a giveaway, they're pissing me off because we keep going backwards instead of going forwards, where we could get to this goal and I can do this giveaway. I feel a lot better. Somebody else is going to feel good for what they got, and then we can start working on the next milestone. Now, I can take in consideration, and as example, I do it a lot because I've followed this gentleman from the very beginning to his present time, and I've watched him grow and excel and everything else. So yeah, I want to do the same thing, but he may have his own goals and premises for what he's doing and the way he does it. But Matthew at Model Car Videos, I followed him from the beginning because I caught his first, I think it was his first video, or no, it was his third video. It popped up on YouTube, and I said, okay, well, check this out. I'm always interested in new model builders. And I looked, and so then I stopped that video, and I went back and seen how many videos he had out already. And he only had 2 other videos. So I went back to the beginning, and I watched the first one, the second one, and then I finished the third one. And I was hooked because I enjoyed the way the man sat down on his bench, and he showed how he made his spark plug wires and how he did it. And then he would learn a new technique, and he would try bare metal foil. And then he'd show you how he did it, and what to do, what not to do. He's learning as he goes. His painting methods, and everything he's done has gotten better and better and better and better and better. He's a better model builder now. He's not just a builder; he collects, kits. He gets kits from all over the place all the time. He constantly is adding to the stash. Now, I don't do that because eventually you're going to run out of room. And I don't want to run out of room, so I will put an end to bringing new stuff in. We may switch from that over to more tool-wise and paint-wise. I don't know, but we're nowhere near that anyways. I could put another 300 or 400 model kits in here with no issues whatsoever. Probably 1,000 I could put in here and still not fill my space. But I enjoyed the content. Now, his videos varied, be 5-10 minutes, some of them be a half an hour, 45 minutes, because he would do a little segment and he would stop and go about his daily life, and then he'd come back and he'd film another little segment, then he'd put it together and put one video out. So yeah, they were a little longer, but I sat there and watched them because it's like I'm intrigued. I'll see how he does that, because the first one I think I watched was a truck that he weathered, and beat it up and everything else, and I don't know how to do that. Still don't know how to do that. It's going to be my first time when I do it. And we're getting ready to do it when I do these dioramas, or at least the one diorama. So it's all things that are like new to me, even though I've been in for basically forever, that I'm learning, and I'm learning from somebody that's new. He built when he was younger, but he's come back into the hobby now, and he's starting over kind of like I did, and he's building. And then I watched it. He went, he's pushing 10,000. I'm like, whoa, 10,000. And I'm going back and I'm looking, I'm like, holy, and I start looking at his comments. I start looking at the thumbs up, and they're through the roof. Now, that said, there's 2 ways to achieve that. And we don't have to get into it because everybody knows those. And I don't know which avenue he did or if it's both. And that's him. It's worked for him. It's worked for several others. I'm not a Lucas C. I'm not a Dr. Cranky. I'm not a Chevy Cheeseburger. I'm Rick Wyckoff, Rusty Rotor. But what pisses me off is YouTube inadvertently gets involved and starts deleting subscriptions due to whatever it may be. Maybe I'm not, this is where I'm getting at. So this video right now is 1 hour and 9 minutes, 17, 19 seconds, 20. We're counting. I'm going to take this longer. You guys watch this in segments if you have to. I understand. But understand that if you are on YouTube and you're not what I call glorified and above glorified, and I put Matthew in that category. That's me putting him there. It's not himself, but because he's at a level of subscription that it's up there. It's not like this guy, nobody, we don't really care about him. He's pushing. He's pushing views. He's pushing watch hours. He's pushing all the right buttons for YouTube's analytics to keep him up there and keep growing. I'm not. My peaks go up and YouTube doesn't get involved. And when I start floating back off a little bit or stall for a week or so, then YouTube does seem to get involved and they start backing off my subscriptions. And they're doing it. It's not the people doing it. Some may do. Some may say, hell, I'm tired of watching this guy. He's getting nowhere, and delete, whatever. Bye. I'm not going to apologize for, what I do and what I bring to this channel. Because at the end of the day, it is my channel. They either screw it up or make it great. So there's a lot of factors in there. So now we're like at 8:30, 8:34. I've not looked today. I don't know. 2 days ago we were at 8:34. It jumped to 8:32, or jumped down to 8:32, and then jumped back up to 8:34. Just 2 immediately. Lost 2, gained 2 within just 15 minutes of each other. Now that could be very easily somebody randomly searching through YouTube and seeing me and my channel, or maybe it's somebody that's out in the general public in my vicinity say, hey, I've seen that guy before. I'll watch this for a minute and see what it's about. Oh, wow, that's just model cars, and unsubscribe. They may have subscribed just immediately and then unsubscribed. I don't know. They may think that if they stay subscribed, it's going to cost money, or it's going to whatever it does. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't know enough about any of it to really make a difference. I know I can't control what YouTube does. I can control what I do, and that's it. I can't control what you do. But just know my drive is not to become monetized and start making money off of YouTube. Is the concept good? Yeah, that's a cool idea. But you got to look into it and see the amount of money I would make is nothing. I mean, I would literally have to devote my life to YouTube, making videos and content out there, and it would have to be successful on your end as far as it's something you're going to watch. You're going to watch it from the beginning to the end. My watch hours are through the roof. My viewing audience is not segmented to just gentlemen my age or older, and not just male audience, covering, there's all those analytics are for a reason. That's how YouTube keeps up with what you do on your channel, how popular you are. Right now, we are a nobody. Even sitting at 834, that's a great number. I'm proud of it. I'm blown away by it. But, I stated months and months and months ago, I'm going to do the giveaway at 1,000. That's the push to get to 1,000, is to do the giveaway. There's nothing in reward for me other than the satisfaction that I gave back to the community, and that hopefully somebody takes the first place prize and actually builds it and sends me pictures of the progress, and I get to see the finished build. Doesn't mean they have to. They can break it up and do it however they want. First place prize, I do know the kit. I got to get in touch with Ryan tonight to give him what I'm using as the giveaway so he can make a one-off set of wheels. One-off means there is no others. There will be no others to date that I know of. Doesn't mean that somebody won't copy them out in the future. But at the time of receiving them, you'll have a set of one-off wheels that nobody else has or has had. Even though they may be similar, but they're going to be different. That in itself is a great piece to have on your build. As anybody that builds and competes knows. That one-off piece gets somebody's eyes going, wow, where'd you get those at? I had them specially made. Oh, can I get a set? No, they're not available. This was it, one-off. I have 2 models that those are on. The GTO and the GTX. All right, sorry about that, guys. My wife came in and had some information. So, like I said, I may be shooting myself in the foot, and I'm not saying it's you guys' fault that, my subs aren't where they should be, and it's a lot my fault. First and foremost, I started the channel too soon. I wasn't prepared. And I know that's because I've watched and researched enough channels to watch how they do things and how they edit their videos and how they've grown. And like with Matthew, I can only use him as an example because he is, other than going back to watch somebody from their beginning. Matthew is the only guy that I saw that wasn't on, and then all of a sudden, Blamey's got his first ever video. He's on YouTube now. I watched him from the very beginning. I love the fact that he got his family involved. His family stayed involved, was supportive to him. His wife got involved and built a model or two. His daughters come out and build models with him. I do know he has a son, but I don't know what the circumstances there, if he's ever built a model with a son or what. I would like to see that. But in the same fact, I just watched the gentleman grow, and his ratings just kind of went through the roof. Now, is it one of those two options I talked about that is the reason it's that way? I think a lot of it is because people kind of fell in love with him and his personality and the way he was doing things, and kind of watching somebody young grow. And even though he's been in the community basically since he was a kid, he just took a break like most of us do. But he came back into it at the level that he didn't, from where he left off. He didn't have a lot of experience. He didn't have a lot of knowledge. He just kind of knew models were fun. It was a relaxing time, and he got him a shop together, and he was buying models and YouTube, and I could get on YouTube. It was a good thing. I kind of should have done the same thing. I should have been a little more prepared, and maybe we would have already been past it, or YouTube got involved and taken subscribers away, and we would have already met it. But I want you to know, I don't make money off YouTube. I probably never will. I do have 2 sponsors. People are like, how, you got them so quick. I got them quick. Number one, because somebody was interested in what I had to say and what I was doing, and liked my methods. Secondly, as a gentleman, as a friend already, that we had discussed about me getting to this platform one day, and that I wanted to bring him along because I believed in his product, because he basically had just come out and started, advertising what he was doing, and people were getting, excited about his product, and it just grew and grew and grew. So I knew I wanted him in my corner. Same with other people. It's just other people aren't ready to get on board yet, and hopefully they will, and maybe they won't. But Ryan agreed, and that was great. It's reassuring to know that our friendship was, kind of, even though we've never really met in person, we've talked on the phone, we've texted, we've DM'd back and forth on Instagram, probably hundreds of times. And he's my number one guy I go to for anything custom I need made as far as wheels. He does do other things, but not very often. But I like the fact that if I contact him, I needed because I need a one-off item for the gray Stang, and it's a supercharger, not a blower on top of the engine, but one that mounts to the pulley drive. It's got a certain name, what type. Somebody can put it down in their comments. You know what I'm talking about. But those aren't really that available out there in the modeling community, just to get one and add it as the detail. So we did some research, and Ryan did some research, and I've just given him time. I'm not pushing him on it, and let him work on it, and I'll check in every once in a while with him and see what, if he's got any ideas or come up with anything, because it is a key piece for underneath the hood of that car. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. Originally, the car didn't have it, and then Guy added it down the road as I'm starting the process of building a replica of his car. And Guy did finally ask me how much it would cost him to have one for himself made. And I told him, and I haven't talked to him since, so that may have scared him. Because my time is valuable when I'm doing something like that. If I'm building it for myself, it's priceless. Same as any other artist. But if you're building something for sale, you've got to set a limit, a price on it, and be comfortable with that. And they have to be comfortable with it in order to get the job or the commission. And I don't know if he is yet or not, if he's saving his pennies. Like I said, we haven't talked. But either way, we're still finishing the build. He's still going to be involved, seeing it, and anything he does to the car, and want to add to it as we go until the day I'm done. And if he's added something after that, it'll have to be added if he decides to have one built for himself. But, wormhole. I don't make money off Ryan. Matter of fact, I have to pay Ryan. I've been accepted in his little group of people that he lets print his product. and I pay him a commission off of everything I sell. Same as not knowing that distributor was designed by somebody else, and I didn't know that. And same way, when I sell those, I have to pay them a commission. So that lessens the amount of money. So that's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm not trying to get rich off these things. I'm just making them more available to you guys. Maybe you're not on Instagram, Facebook, or any of that social media, just YouTube. You're not aware of that stuff. You may have seen it. Going to a model show, somebody had those tires and wheels, and you're like, oh wow, where'd you get this from? And you didn't get a chance to talk to the gentleman who owns the model and did the work, so you don't know. And you start looking, but you can't find them anywhere. Those are the kind of off-the-wall things that I bring, because I've dabbled in all that little stuff, and I know who's got it and where you can get it, and sometimes how much it's going to cost. But if I have a chance to do it or replicate it and sell it, I want to bring it to a lower price to make it more affordable. That's their main gig. That's not my main gig. My main gig is bringing this stuff to you guys. And at the end of the day, I get to build great models and have something to look at in my room. The old saying is, well, I smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day. Well, at the end of the day, what do you got to show for it? Lung cancer. Or you vape and you go through a bottle of juice a day. You're going to get popcorn lung. You're going to get damage to your lungs somehow, one way or another. But you have nothing to show for it. I've always been taught as a little kid, if you do something, make sure you have something to show for what you did. Physical damage to my body is now because I worked my ass off. I worked hard physical jobs, and it destroyed my body. So yeah, I got something to show for it. And it's a busted ass body. But when I build these, even if I spend $500 building one of these, I have something to show for it at the end of the day. Doing YouTube videos, I have something at the end of the day to show for it. I've made new friendships. I've got these videos to fall back on and watch anytime I want. I've got a slew of great comments that you guys leave down below. And all the great emails and the well wishes when I was really down. You guys sent. All the new friends I met when I went to Acme and now are good, close personal friends. Example, old Tom, Rambler69. I followed him for years. I loved his work. Never knew the man, but via Fred Henry and several others, I get on YouTube and I go to Acme and I get to meet him in person. We get the conversations going. Neiman Chambers, Rick Zink, all these gentlemen, I got to meet finally, and that was the best part of the whole show. But that's the benefit of YouTube. This is a great community. I've always said from the beginning, try to be 100% positive, because there is no room for negativity, any shape or form of it. And I will stand behind anybody, more or less, if they're getting bullied or picked on, and put that other person in their place. I don't care who they are. If it was a close personal friend of mine and they were downgrading somebody else to a degree that was deemed unnecessary, I would jump their shit, as I would expect somebody to do to me. Now, general conversation, and maybe you dislike somebody, and that's an agreement on their behalf, that's a different thing, because it's a mutual thing. But you still don't bash them publicly on here or anywhere else. You just, it's general conversation. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like me, and that's fine. I don't really care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. What hurts my feelings is that I'm trying to achieve a goal, and I've got something that's intervening in it that should not be. And that part of it could be several different levels. That could be actually people just unsubscribing. It could be YouTube, which is primarily the route I have to go from the research I've done. They're effing with something that I work very hard at to do, and I don't appreciate it. The other parts I can't say or control, because somebody may not like what I'm saying, like I do here. Well, he doesn't build enough. He doesn't show enough tricks. His videos aren't flashy. Well, no, they're not. We are working towards that. And at the beginning of this video, I said, Monday's going to be a long video. Wednesday, a pop-up video. We're not going to put Wednesday back in play permanently. But it'll be update videos on various things, and they'll be limited to 10 to 15 minutes. Fridays will be 10 to 20 minutes, 20 minutes being the max, 10 minutes being the minimum. They may even be under 10 minutes. I may not have a lot to show you that week, and we'll just be saying, hi, have a good weekend, and this is where I'm at, and this is what I did, and get on with it. Mondays will never be this long. I'm going to try to hold Mondays to 30 to 45 minutes. That's still a long video when you're talking about models. If I was formatting this where I did, like Matthew does, little segments and then blend them together and you see the beginning to the end of the build in one video, that's one thing. It's what draws your attention. And according to the analytics, it's 3 to 4 minutes. Which tells me, in general, not everybody, but in general, nobody really cares. I could just, stop this channel altogether and just go back to what I was doing, and I'd post on Instagram and every once in a while on Facebook. I'm not a Facebook guy. I don't believe in their format. I do get on there to see certain things and friends from high school and stuff like that, but as far as any of the other stuff goes, I'm not a dedicated Facebook guy every day, check in, make post, and I don't do that. Instagram is a little different. It's a different format. I try to, whatever I build, I try to post on there too. I try to do it after I've posted on here, because this is more kind of like TV. Everybody's seeing it. On Instagram, it's a select group of people. So, that being said, you guys can let me know down in the comments on how you feel, what you would like to see. I've asked half a dozen times if there's something specific you'd like to see. You would like me to move in a different direction with things. I can only kind of do, I can only do that. I only have so much up here that I can present to you without some feedback on what you would like to see as the time you sit down and watch this channel. What would you like to see during that period of time, whether it's 3 minutes or it's 30 minutes. The other thing is, yes, my second sponsor is Mark at Hobby Nut Models. Without him, this channel pretty much would be it would be nothing. He's turned into a great friend. We talk on the phone. We've got to meet in person. I get things for him that he needs, and he returns the favor. And on top of it, he sponsors the channel. And by that, what I mean is once a month, he will send a kit that we get to review and we get to build. And in return, you get to see that kit maybe you're thinking about getting, but you weren't, you don't know about. You don't watch 50 guys on YouTube like I do. So you're only seeing what I present. Then you get to see how I build it. And, by that, I let you know if this doesn't fit right, if this is warped. Hey, like I did on this frame, show you how you can correct that without having to worry about wanting to get another kit or wait on parts to come to replace what's bad. Because most companies will replace a part if it's damaged. You just got to contact them. Be patient, be polite, contact them, say, hey, here's a picture. I opened the kit and this is what it looked like. Could I please get a replacement part? And they'll send it out to you free of charge. It's not going to cost you anything because you've already bought the kit. They do that for customer service. They want you to be happy, so you keep buying their kits. They're not going to say, no, we're not. You bought it, it's yours. They're not about that because they lose business quick. It's enough about that. But as far as what I make from Mark, I don't. I've not made a dime from him that I've put in my pocket. The little bit of money that I do make, and when I say little, it's pennies on the dollar, for you hitting that little link and doing some shopping to get some stuff that you want and you need or you're excited about, whatever it may be, that money accumulates. And then when I get enough, that's what I buy another kit that I'm excited about, or paint, or glue, or whatever it is. Now, I could easily, in a few months, take $5 and throw it in my pocket. $5 is nothing in the scheme of things. But by doing that, and by him doing that, that enables me to keep my hobby going. If not, I wouldn't, because I'm disabled right now, medically. Maybe not permanently. I may be going back to work. I may not. I don't know. That's still all up in the air, unfortunately. So I have to look forward on what it's going to take to make my family thrive and survive. And that's, an income. It's not going to come from doing this. maybe years ago, if I would have got in with a major brand, it could have, but not in today's market. No. Now I could go and buy 2 or 3 more 3D printers and just be pumping that out. But then again, it takes away from what I love to do, and that's build, show you what I do. That's the only thing I like about social media is now where I've never had anybody really to show. I might find online a model show that's local and decide to go. People get to see it then. Other than that, nobody gets to see it. It's just me. Family members that come over, admire what I did. That's it. Social media is broadening that, so millions of people get to see what I do. I go to a big show and thousands of people get to see what I've done. It's kind of rewarding. It's all your hard work and efforts that you put into it, instead of just sitting on the shelf and collecting dust. People actually get to see it and appreciate it, for what it is, face value, good or bad. It doesn't matter. It's people get to see it. But no, I don't make anything from Mark. And unfortunately, he's not making anything off of me either. He's getting some generated this, that, and the other from when you purchase something, and that helps him to keep going. But he doesn't solely rely on me, because if he did, he'd be out of business. And I want to change that around. I want him to be fruitful from my efforts that I put in this channel. I want you guys to be able to get something you want at a good price, a fair price, and all the service that goes along with that. The same as I expect when I go to buy something from someplace. I've been solely buying from him here lately. I think he deserves it. It kind of picks up the slack in what I was hoping that would produce through the channel. And this is all honest. A lot of guys won't talk about this. They won't mention it. The old saying, I may be shooting myself in the head or the foot. It may be. But I don't care either, because I think it deserves to be talked about and said that there is guys that make good money off of YouTube. There's guys that are millionaires off of YouTube. They're not model builders. But, there's little kids that's got something they do that is just fascinating to other kids, and there's millions of subscriptions, and they watch it faithfully every day or every week whenever the show comes on, and that generates all those analytics through the roof, and YouTube's like, yeah, it's a moneymaker. This is airtime where people are just focused on this. We're making millions of dollars, and in return, the person doing it's making millions of dollars. We're not that. We'll never be that. I'm just trying to achieve a goal, personal goal, and a goal to play it forward and pay it forward. And that's by giving a giveaway. And the only way that's going to achieve, because I set boundaries, is to hit that 1,000 mark sub. Now, we've already revealed what the second place is going to be. That's my hard work. It's not excellent. It's not horrible. It's a really, really nice built model. I'm proud to put it on my shelf, or even set it on the table at a model show. Could have been better? Yes. Everything I do can always be better. But it's nice. And somebody's going to win that. And I autograph the box. It doesn't mean I'm famous. It just means that person knows who they got it from. And down the road, if they give it to somebody else, they know who it came from. First place is an exceptional prize. Anybody in the modeling community would feel great by winning it. That's how good it is. Third place is not a horrible gift. It's a very nice gift for just putting your hat or name in a hat and the luck of the draw. And if you win it, it's a great thing. That will be revealed before first place. And that, like I said, once we get in the 850s, close to 900s, I'll reveal third place. When we get up in the 900s, we'll start breaking down first place. And then I'll go over the rules, and we'll get more specific in time frame and blah, blah, blah. Once we hit that 1,000 mark, then I'll put everything into play as far as the day that we'll be doing the drawing. I'll do a video solely just for that. I'll immediately notify those people if they haven't already notified me, just so we're both communicative in that 24 hours. Because at the end of the 24 hours, if I've not been able to get a hold of you and you've not contacted me, just know that your first place prize gets moved down to second place. That person becomes first place. Second place becomes first place. Third place becomes second place, and I'll draw a new name for third place. We'll just move it right down, step it down. It makes it easy, not a lot to deal with, and the rules are simple, and we'll go over them again real quick. You have to be a subscriber to the channel. You can't just come on and subscribe a couple days before and then be able to throw your name in the hat. I know who my subs are. I get that in depth on it, guys. I know there's a lot of guys that are just travelers. I call them travelers. They may watch one of my videos and never watch another one. It sparked enough interest that they subbed, and that's great, and they've never taken it away. There's guys that I know that, I've been friends with via Instagram or YouTube. They've gone, Rick, I didn't even realize it, but I'm not even subbed to your channel anymore. Well, you were. I know for a fact you were. Yeah, I was. I don't. That's when I know YouTube is definitely playing with the subs. And we would have already been over 1,000. Way over 1,000. Not like almost 2,000, but way over 1,000. Because I've counted them and watched as I gain and I lose, I gain and I lose, and then I'll lose, and then it'll float for a while, then I lose more, so we start going backwards. And that's what we've been doing for the past 3-4 months, is just really going backwards. Now, if I want to know, because I'm being honest here, if it's that horrible, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to change the format. I've got plans to change this whole shop's format and the way we do things. But it has to be where I'm comfortable, because I look at it as I'm an artist. I have to be comfortable and flow a certain way to produce the great content like other channels do, because they're already established. They've already, when they make a change, it's adding something. I'm not adding anything other than a diorama table. I'm reorganizing and revamping what I have, because it never got done. It should have been done, and I should have waited till I had that done before I started the channel. That's my fault. My bad. I apologize for that. I won't apologize for anything else. I don't apologize for the way I talk, what I talk about, who I talk about. I have proof to back up what I say. I do my due diligence and research on what I talk about. I'm not ignorant to the fact. I'm not a guy that comes on and says, well, your wheels should have been that. No, because I don't tolerate it coming to me, and I don't do it to anybody else. And I show you how far I go. If you're just a traveler, what I call a traveler, and you just like a video I do, and you sub to it, that's great. I appreciate that as much as any other. I will automatically sub to you, even if you don't produce videos. It's just a favor. You showed me a favor, I'm showing you a favor. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's how things work. It's common courtesy. That's the correct word. It's common courtesy. So, if you're watching my video and then you look up and you realize you're not subbed to my channel and you know you subbed, please resub. And keep track of that. When you sub to a channel and you watch that channel regularly, make sure that you're still subbed to it. Because there's channels I've watched and I've not unsubbed, and I found out that, well, wait a minute, I'm not even subbed to this channel. Did I do it on my channel or on my account, or did I do it on my wife's? So I'll check both, my wife's account and mine. I try to keep both, that way I can keep up with everything, and realize I've lost that, somehow unsubscribed to those channels on both accounts, and I didn't do it. YouTube did it. So that's where my rant is. And I've spent an hour and 34 minutes now talking about this. So please just watch this video. Watch it in segments if you have to. Watch the whole thing in its entirety. This will be the last video you ever see from me pertaining to this, because at the end of the day, I don't really care. It's not stopping me from what I'm trying to do and achieve. It's just what I want to achieve is this giveaway. And we keep going backwards, it's never going to happen, because I'm not going to just give in and case, okay, well, 800 will do the giveaway. That would be a good thing to do, I guess, but no. It's increments of 500 is when giveaways will be done. So 500, we zoom past that. I didn't have a chance to even prepare and do it. And then we were getting to 1,000 fast, and then all of a sudden somebody pumped the brakes on my channel, whether it be me or YouTube or you guys out there. I don't know for sure. I got a good idea, but now we keep going backwards, and we're not going to achieve the goal that I'm trying to do, which is a giveaway. It's not to benefit me by being monetized, or no, because I could reach 1,000 subs, guys. I could have done it months and months ago, but my viewed hours are nowhere near what it has to be in order to go along with that 1,000 subscriptions. There's channels that specifically talk how you can gain monetization and how to go about doing it and all that. But nobody else talks about it as an individual. I mean, that's kind of how, if I make $30 or $40 a video, I'm not going to say nothing about it because people will shun, well, I'm making this money and they're not getting nothing out of it. No, I'm not about that. In the same way as on a sponsorship. That sponsor helps me bring things here that I normally would not be able to, because what's my motto? Balling on a budget. I don't have the money that I did to put into this hobby, because for the past 5 years, I've been pumping money in this and building this up to what you see back here and everywhere else, because I knew there'd be a time, whether I retired or I'd have to have surgeries that would keep me from being able to work. That way I had something to do. I'm not just going to sit around and watch TV all day. I love fishing. I love sports. There's things I want to do, not pertaining to models. But when it comes to models, I want to be able to have, I don't want to say, well, can I, get a model? Well, we don't have the extra money this week or this month. That kills the momentum on what your hobby is. So I built all this up. I learned ways to buy things in bulk and stock up that will last me for 10 to 20 years even. Some of it will last you a year, some stuff lasts you 5-10 years. The methods that I use. A lot of you are familiar with it already. I'm not preaching nothing new to you. It's just a different view. So this was a really in-depth Mental Monday, somewhat of a rant. Like I said, it's not directed towards any one person, because again, this is part of the video. Thank you to all my past, present, and future subscribers. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe. Even if you never watch another video, hit that bell notification. You'll know when these videos come out. One of them may interest you. They all may. None of them may. I don't know. I can't predict the future. All I know is what I go by, what you guys tell me, what you guys email me, and then on what's not important but is important is the analytics of the results of that. And that tells me how long you watch a video. Not you individually, but as a whole, how many people watch it, the time of day you watch it. All of those little things. Is it the popular time of the day? Is it the unpopular time of the day? Is it 50 years old to 100? And that's the range I'm in. I don't want to, not that I don't want to reach you guys. I don't want to just reach you guys. I want to reach the female population, the younger generations, because at the end of the day, the only thing I have to pass this on is to a younger generation. So getting them involved is key to the success and stability of this hobby, and that's by paying it forward. And playing it forward is by what I do get in. I flip it over. I keep it in the hobby to keep bringing more stuff. And at the end of the day, if you get down to the brass taxes, I hope that 50 people go and buy something from Hobby Nut Models, because that benefits Mark. Where it benefits me is he sends bigger and better merchandise for us to review and build and have in the shop. It's for you guys as viewers to watch and see something that maybe you were interested in, you've always wondered about, wouldn't know how do I do this, how does he do that, and you get to see all that. That's the benefit of all of it. You spend a little money, I spend a little money, Mark spent a little money. It takes money for the Rocky world to go around, no matter what is involved in it and what's behind the curtains, what's in front of the curtains. This is all part of it. And you ask anybody that is super successful on YouTube that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or a month even. There's guys that do that. How they go about doing it, and it's all in the quality of the video, the editing of the video, and the content they bring to the video, and how popular is the content they bring. Now, we know there's hundreds of channels out there that do models, one genre or another, or cover all genres. It don't matter. It's just that. It's not going to be on the level of a guy that swallows slime and shits out a golden turd. And everybody's fascinated how that happened, and it's got 10 million views in less than an hour. It's just an example, and I do apologize for the cuss words, but you get my drift of what that's about. And again, know that from this day forward, our videos will be held to a certain time. If I can't put the extra content in it or talk the extra talk that I do, it's just the way it's going to be, because I want the channel to grow and cover a wider variety of just guys my age and older, and just a few women. I want to try to balance it out. You know, if it's 500 individuals and they're all males, I would like to equally build up 500 females. It's not going to happen, but you know what I'm saying. And reach the younger generation. It doesn't have to be too young, but you know, like from the late teens up to my age. I would like to get other people involved that would help me achieve that too. I'm not just biased and, you know, stubborn to where I'm going to do it my way and that's it. My methods are my way or the highway, but I'm not open to suggestions. I'm not open to help to achieve a common goal. The common goal here is to spread the knowledge to anybody that's interested in the hobby. Take somebody underneath my wings, whatever chance I get to, get them interested in the hobby and promote the hobby. You know, everything to do with the hobby. And, you know, sometimes it takes almost a 2-hour video to do that. It's going to take forever to upload this. So I don't know what time of the day it'll come out, but please watch the whole video. And know that, you know, we are proceeding with the builds. As I get physically more able, I get more little things done in here to achieve the goal of having the shop the way it needs to be. I could just get the desks done and organized and start flowing a lot better. But this still overlooms my head of knowing that I got a Ford product over here, and I got a Chevy product over there, and I got Chrysler here and Chrysler there, and everything's just thrown in here. It's somewhat organized, but not the way it needs to be. So the content will come better and bigger and flow better and be more precise on each particular build and what I do to it and how I do it and along the way as I do it. It's just going to take time. And unfortunately, because of medical reasons, it's, you know, pump the brakes on a lot of that. So I do apologize for, you know, basically all my shortcomings, things I've talked about that we're going to do and we're going to get to. And we started a few projects and we didn't get them finished. And I hate that more than anything. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 projects that we've touched, started, 10 that we've started and we've not finished. Some of them are real close to being finished. Some of them got quite a ways to go, and some of them got a real long ways to go. But that's what we're going to focus on first. But we also have to maintain what's coming in. So, you know, that's a lot, but I like working at that level. It keeps me busy, and the time that I allow myself to be down here, it fulfills that time, sometimes even a little more. And then the whole process of making a video and editing it and getting it uploaded, that's all got to be figured into it. So, you know, let's say out of an 8-hour day, I work down here for, let's say, 5 hours if I'm physically able. I'll work down here actually working on something for 5 hours. Then I spend another hour and a half in the editing part, and then maybe an hour or longer, like this video is, to produce a video. So you can see we're at 8 hours. So 8 hours out of my day has been spent primarily just for this. That doesn't include phone calls later in the night, talking to people, trying to drum up stuff to bring in here online or on text, talking to Mark or Ryan, you know, if anything new is coming, so I can prepare and get an idea of how I want to do a video. Everything's kind of just by the seat of my pants and as it comes. These Mental Mondays were just a way for things that I've just had bounced around in my head. I hear people talking about them, but nothing's ever really kind of concluded about it or reverse conversation about it and thoughts and opinions on it and how it matters. And that was the whole premises for Mental Monday. Mental Monday was the worst video I produced for the first 3 months. Now it's the most popular, which is great because I wanted it to be. That and along with the Friday, what's on my bench. People are excited about what I've worked on through the week, get to see my progress, me explaining what I did, how I did it, and show you how I did it. and then a video every once in a while. I'll jump up and show you how I actually, corrected an issue or a tip or trick. And Wednesdays was originally designed for a past build. Well, we've caught up on that, mainly because the shop's not set up right to keep that going, where I can include this, that, the other. So mail call was added to Monday. The theme felt right, it sounded right, and I could show you what came in from that whole week and over the weekend, where Mental Monday kind of taken over. And that's the way it's going to be. Mental Monday is going to be just that. It's going to be a topic. It may not happen every week, but it will be a topic. It'll be discussed on my end, hoping for communication from you via comments or an email on what your feelings are on it, what you do, how you perceive it. Do you agree, you disagree, you have a better method, whatever it may be. Mail call is just something that's going to kind of float as we grow and go, primarily through the week. I'd like to have a specific day for it, but we'll always hold Mondays, if there's not a mental topic to talk about, as a mail call. So that's why they're kind of combined the two. Update through the middle of the week may just be on something I'm close to finishing, and I just want to keep you updated on it, and then we'll do a final review over the whole thing, and kind of keep that way. Or if something new happened, I just don't want to wait. I'll promote it and present it to you on Wednesday. Fridays will always be what I've worked on through the week, whether it's 4 builds or it's 1 build or a diorama, whatever it may be. A tip and trick can pop up at any time. That's why I say it's important you hit that bell notification so you know when those videos come out. So you're not going like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't see him do that. What's he talking about? Well, if you hit that bell notification, you will, because it'll tell you when my videos come up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to comments down below, your thoughts and your opinions. This weighs on me only for those reasons, not for the normal reasons that somebody starts a channel and hopes to grow and get monetized and maybe be the next superstar on YouTube. I'm not. I know better than that. The genre I'm in, I know in advance. I'm not going to be a Dr. Cranky level. I'm not going to be a Chevy Cheeseburger level or a Matthew at Model Cars video level. And even some of the other ones that were way less than me and now have grown and surpassed me, I may never be at their level that they're at now. And kudos to all of them for their achievements. I don't get jealous about that. I don't hold them in ill regard because of it. They did it. That's, what they're doing is working. What I'm doing is not, apparently. So I kind of want to change that. So the only way I can do that is to know how I can change that to, I got ideas, but your input helps to improve. And to grow, you have to improve. You have to better yourself. You have to better what you're doing, so on and so forth. So I apologize for the length of this video, but guys, please leave those comments down there this time. Not just a thumbs up. Give a few words. Hey, you're doing great. Hey, I like your videos, but I'm not, into everything. What? I don't care. Just don't be derogatory and mean and negative. Just be nice in a negative way if you have to, if you know what I'm talking about. If it's going to be something that's lengthy, please, by all means, my email is always down below. Go send me an email. Type out a 60-page novel if you want. I'll read every bit of it, and I'll comment on it. I comment on everybody's comments. I check every email. I respond. Even if it's something that's kind of negative and I don't agree with, I'll still respond in a friendly manner. Don't take that wrong that I'm not defensive, because I am. And you've got to really, to get me involved or to voice my opinion on something, it's pissed me off in a way that I deem necessary to get involved or to fight back with words. Same as anybody else would in any situation in life. But like I said, this will be the longest video ever, so mark it in your calendar. And I'm going to put it in my title down below. Longest video ever. Mental Monday mail call. That'll be the title of this video. You guys know, anybody that's been watching me for a length of time know that I'm all over the place. I do long videos, I do short videos. It just all depends on what is up here at the time. Today I'm getting ready to start painting the cab and all that. that's progress. So we'll be able to update that on Friday. Wednesday, there probably won't be nothing, no update or anything. So I hope you guys look forward to Friday. Again, go Dogs. It was a great game. I didn't think they'd run all over TCU like they did, but they did. And, that's what happens with college football. It's about as fast moves. It's either through the roof or it's just a tight-knit game. And you know to expect one or the other. And last night was they just walked all over them. Unfortunately, I kind of was rooting for TCU. I'm a Georgia Dogs fan too, so I'm glad my team won. But in the same fact that I like to have seen TCU do a little bit better, present a bigger fight than what they did. But that's the way it goes. It's a national level game, and there's a lot of pressure on those guys to perform, and some overcome that and achieve greatness, and some they fail. It happens. So enough about sports. Again, I don't have to, but every video, Mark, Hobby Nut Models, his link is down below. Hitting that link takes you directly to his online store. He has everything, guys. I can't promote it enough. He has used kits, which is great for the balling on the budget. His prices are very fair. His shipping is extraordinary. He's a very personable guy. He will help you in any way he can. Like I said, I can't say enough about him. If he doesn't have something and it's something you're looking for, you just send the man a direct email. Say, hey, so and so, I've been checking your store and I'm looking for the specific kit. I was just curious if you know where or if you could get this kit for me and make arrangements for payment, so on and so forth. And the man will do his due diligence to get you that kit or whatever the item is, if it's within his means. He is human after all and has a family and everything else. So, just keep all that in mind. But check him out. I'm not getting nothing by you hitting that link. That doesn't do nothing. What does something is if you buy a little jar of paint. It's pennies, guys. I'm not getting half the cost of the glue or 60% of the glue. I'm not getting any of that. It's pennies on the dollar that I let add up so I can purchase something to show you, just to bring bigger and better content to the channel. That's the brass taxes of it all. Could it be more? It could be more if the channel grew in the right way. I don't expect it to. After this video, I expect my channel to completely die. And I'm thinking about this video and how to approach it and do it. I was well aware of the chances that were involved in it. And will that stop me? No. I'll keep going. I'll keep making a video and hope that you like it and you gain something from it, or you have questions about it and we can communicate about it. So again, I do apologize for the super, super long video. And I hope to see you guys on Friday. Your wonderful comments is another thing that keeps me going. And guys like Craig and William, that I can't speak highly enough about. Out of the kindness of their heart, they sent me those things. They didn't ask for nothing in return. It would have been offered. I did offer to pay, or other than William, the only way I knew about what William did is by watching his video, and I was floored and excited in the same fact. I couldn't believe somebody would go through the efforts he did to build it and the money he put out to do it, and then send it to me as a gift. That's amazing, and that's what this community is about. So I'm blessed to be in part of the community, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And again, comments, that's what helps me figure out what to do here. I've got a direction I'm going in, but it doesn't mean that it's the most exciting. So the excitement part comes from what you guys want to see, and I can twist that, involve it, and put it into play with what my plans are, and you guys get a little bit more, and I can talk a little bit longer than I have. So that being said, thank you again. If you're not subscribed and this is the first one you watch for some reason, and you guys are like, oh, no, go back and watch a few of my videos. Especially watch the first video. You'll see how the shop was. Deeper into it, you'll see how we changed it and the route we're going and trying to achieve and you'll see a lot of great builds, past and present, and may get you excited and keep watching. So that all being said, I feel kind of bad for doing it, but in the same fact, it had to be said. I had to explain it in a way that was 100% honest. And if that kills me, that kills me. If it doesn't, great. I look forward to every video I make and everything I do in here. So I hope you guys feel the same way. Let me know down in the comments. Again, hit that bell notification. You'll know when these videos come out. You know what our format is going to be from here on out. The time ranges. I'm not kidding when I say that. I know that may make people upset. Well, I'm used to watching the long videos. Now it's only... I'm sorry. I'm trying to kind of please everybody at once. And the only way I know how to do it is set parameters up in advance on what my topics are going to be and what we're going to discuss in order to achieve at least that part of it. Maybe that will draw more interest. Maybe it won't. Like I said, I may be. So you guys will let me know, I'm sure, down in the comments how you feel, what your thoughts are on it, and so on and so forth. So enjoy the rest of your week. It's just Tuesday. Get some modeling in if you can. You got any questions, hit me up. My email will be down below as well. Ryan Jones, he's got some great wheels out there. I've had some comments asked about the Ken Block wheels. I have not got the file yet. I am going to get the file, and they will be available at some time later to be announced, because I've got issues with the printer. I'm waiting on parts to get here so I can hopefully correct that. So there's other issues involved. I'm not doing any major printing right now. What little bit of printing I'm being successful at is for what I'm doing, and that's not real great. So yeah, that's about it. I could probably talk for another 3 or 4 hours, but we've gone way deep into this. What we are, almost 2 hours right now, guys. I'm trying to hit that 2 hour mark. If you haven't noticed, dragging this out because I know nobody's going to watch this. A few people will. A few people will come back and finish watching it. And I appreciate that, but it's not gonna get the views that it needs or it deserves. But at the end of the day, know that as just a regular guy, an individual, that I appreciate all the kindness, the well wishes, the comments, the emails. I appreciate all of it for what it is, whether it's mass amount or it's just a little bit, or if it's only one. I appreciate it, and I don't discard it because I'm not getting 10,000 followers. I'm not getting, I'm not getting 50 to 100 likes, because none of that matters to me. It has to matter to me to a point, because the analytics that are involved and do control everything, I still have to pay attention to that and some planning to that and bounce around the perimeters of that if I do want to be successful in what I'm doing. And that's modeling, not anything else, not getting rich, not making money off every video, having 50 sponsors. So know that at the end of the day, that's not what I'm trying to achieve. What I'm trying to achieve is just getting good and new stuff in here for you guys to see, for me to see and build, and in return you guys get to see it on here at shows, whatever it may be. So we got some stepping up to do, some work to do, and when I say we, it's me, and me, myself, and I. I don't have anybody else involved in this, but I am open to some help. So constructive, you know where to leave it, guys. This is Rusty Rotor, and I may be out permanently, but I'm out for the day. We'll see you on Friday.